All right, welcome back to another episode of Autoglass Tech Talk. We got Trey in Beaufort, South Carolina. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I'm Trey. I'm Beaufort, South Carolina. Me and my wife own Glass Express Incorporated. We mainly just specialize in all transportation-related glass, so automotive, heavy equipment. I mean, anything of that sort. I do a lot of work on like Paris Island, where military, the Marine boot camp training is, or I guess recruit depot, I guess is what they call it. But I mean, we just do a variety of a lot of stuff. I got a lot of big commercial accounts like dealerships. I don't do many body shops, and mainly insurance work. We're a non-deductible state, and we do a ton of insurance work. Got a good relationships with a lot of local agents and insurance companies, and so that's mainly where our bread and butter's at.
Nice.
Awesome. I see you got a boat on your sign back there.
You know, that's actually an old sign. So the old owners actually. So I merged my business. I had Auto Glass Experts like 5 years ago, 6 years, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. And I merged with these guys to buy them out. And they used to do boats, and we're on the salt water. We're right here on the coast. And at one time we did boats, but folks that own boats tend to be a little bit too cheap. So they, you go out and everything's corroded, and nothing comes apart, and nothing goes back together, and they, and don't want to pay any more than $125 for it, and it's just not worth it. So.
All right.
Makes sense.
They used to do some residential too, but when the market collapsed, what was it, 2007, 2008, they kind of got out of residential because automotive was bread and butter for them, and we'd like to get back into it, but it's probably going to be another few years before we can do that.
Okay. How long you been installing total?
I think I've been doing it for a little over 7 years now.
Okay.
Wow.
Actually, I went into business for myself pretty quick.
Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah, I did it. Let me see. I did some auto glass when I was in high school. My mom dated a guy out of Savannah, Georgia, that had an auto glass business, and I used to go to work with him sometimes in the summers. And I've always been a gearhead and a car guy, so I just kind of picked it up quick. And after I went to tech school, I worked on bikes for a few years. I was a Harley technician. Did that for Harley Davidson technician. I did that for a couple years, and he offered me an opportunity to take over his business. And it was my first lesson in business. Never make a business agreement on a handshake. So
Never.
14 months after I started with him, I put together what I needed to run a mobile shop out of a bed of a truck, pretty much, and hit the road and slowly turned it into what it is now. So.
Nice. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Youngster.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Yes, just hard after it. So.
All right.
Where'd you go to bike school at? Did you go to MMI?
Yep, MMI. I went in Orlando though. I know you probably got one over there in Phoenix, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I went to one in Orlando.
Okay. That's cool.
I had a lot of fun doing it, but man, it just wasn't the industry for me. I think the biggest thing that turned me on to the glass industry, it was all pretty much everything was mobile. And when I was working on bikes, I had a bay that I had 2 lifts, and I just stayed in that bay, every day. And I kind of went stir crazy after the first year, and I was like, man, this ain't going to work for me. And I was still young. I was trying to figure out what was going to, how I was going to be able to make a living and stand it. And when I first started doing mobile, I was like, oh, I can get behind this. I'm never anywhere more than an hour,
Yep.
Well,
for the most part.
Jobs that whip you, and you'll be there for a couple. But
oh yeah, yeah. But, I mean, this gets repetitive. It's all repetitive with the cars. Even with motorcycles, everything's repetitive. But just getting that change of scenery all day, every day.
It breaks up the monotony a lot. Just being mobile.
Yeah.
It's just like not stuck in one spot. even though it's a lot, it's all the same stuff. It's all repetitive. One car, they're at the end of the day, all the cars are not really that much different.
No.
It's all the same concept, and each manufacturers have their own little unique ways they put stuff together. But it's all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Just being able to bounce around and not being,
Yeah, I
tired.
think
It's it works for me. So.
Yeah, I think it works for a lot of us. I think that's why a lot of us do this. That's one of our main things.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. It seems like we're all kind of degenerates anyway, so it works out.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
You mentioned Paris Island. So you said you work over there. Do you have deals with GSA, or are you just talking about just through the insurance side of it, or?
No, so GSA, the way it is handled, we do bill GSA directly for all their stuff that is leased. And then anything that isn't leased is owned by the base. And I do all of Motor T's work or Motor Transport's work. So they pay me after I do the job, they pay me directly with credit card.
Gotcha. And then GSA
backlash.
Is GSA, are they like 30 days out, or how they?
You know what? Off the top of my head, I'm not positive. My wife handles most of the billing. And,
gotcha.
I think our average turnaround's probably 30 days. It might not be quite that long. We're set up on EDI with most everything.
Right.
So I mean, our turnaround's a lot quicker with EDI versus actually waiting on payment.
Nice. Yeah, I used to do, when I worked at Safelite, we did a lot of GSA vehicles. I lived in a different city, which was a base town. Yeah. We did a lot of vehicles. It's pretty cool going to motor pool sometimes. I mean, when I was doing it was all before 9/11, so getting off and on the base was super easy.
Well,
I mean, it was basically, oh yeah, you again or whatever,
But that's kind of how it is now with me. They don't give me much of an issue. They didn't, as long as somebody called and said I was coming. But I wound up having to go. Let me see. I'll cover up. I don't think there's any information on here really besides my name, so I can show you this. But I wound up having to go and apply for one of these cards. And this is just D-Bids card. And I roll up, just in the contractor line, show them the card, and they say, all right, good to go, and let me ride in. I don't even have to show them an invoice or nothing. They just let me roll right on base. But it's
I actually live.
We have two other bases, so there's 3 bases total in Beaufort County where we're at, and one's a naval. Yeah, one's a naval air station. The other one's a naval hospital, and then Paris Island. And so this card, it works for Paris Island, and the other bases. The air station, they're a little bit more restrictive about who goes on there because there's, they got some cool stuff out there, I guess.
Well, I live right next door to an Air Force base. It's actually the home base for the stealth fighters.
Okay.
And to get off and on that base, it's a little, off topic. Speaking of that, today was really strange because I see jets all day, every day. It's nothing, but they're always flying without their armament on them. They're just. But today there was a whole squadron of F-16s flying toward the center of town, toward the main airport, fully armed, fully loaded. I was like, holy hell. It was kind of crazy looking. So yeah, I just blew my mind today.
I don't know, man. Most of the time, there's many spots over here in town where we're at, on our side of the river in the county. The jets kind of have a flight path right through here. They come over top of Paris Island. Like Paris Island, we can hear the guns going off every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm literally across the creek from Paris Island. So you hear the range all the time. And it's not too loud. It's kind of off in the distance in the marsh. But, we are pretty close. But the jets are, it's bad enough with the jets here that you'll be standing there having a conversation with somebody as you're putting in their windshield or something. You just have to stop talking. They come over close enough and they're loud enough. You can't hear each other talk standing next to each other. So they come pretty close. And there's one of the spots on the highway here. You get like the landing strip and the the airstrip comes over top of the highway. So the jets will be coming in and landing, and you're driving, perpendicular to how the jets are landing. So you'll see they'll come right over top of it. It's like they're 25 feet above you. It seems like. And
there's a road like that right over here too.
You feel
What's
that?
that?
You feel them like just flying that close? You feel like the burst when they're driving by?
It's only happened to me a couple times where the timing's been right that I was like right under them. I don't know if I felt it or not, to be honest with you. I don't know. I was kind of like, whoa, this is close. Maybe a little shock to the situation. I didn't realize, if it, I got some movement or not. It would seem like you would, especially with glass standing up in the back of a pickup truck.
That's what I was thinking. The wind.
Yeah.
I'm so close that if it's quiet out, like not a lot of residual noise, you can hear them playing the anthem when they lower the flag at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but they're well, I mean, Chris, you were out here. You saw how close the freaking jets are right there. Yeah,
it's close. It's real close.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I like it. I don't mind it at all. I mean, I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's like freedom.
Yeah.
It's just to wake up in the morning, hear the guns going off. It's like America.
Right.
Place.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a perfect name right there with the flag and everything too.
Another thing, like it's standard for like insurance policies. So my shopkeeper policy and all my stuff on the actual building that I'm in, it is covered by a terrorist attack. So I've got on my policy.
Wow.
Specific for terrorist attack coverage.
Because you're so close.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because we're so close, and I do know it's pretty standard for the area. When I was talking to my agent, it's really standard for the area. They write it in every one of their policies unless somebody asks specifically, not for, they don't want.
Wow.
But yeah, so I mean that was a little shocking to me when we finally got the business. We completed the purchase, and then I had to put the insurance in my name. It's like terrorist coverage, It's a little strange, but hey, it is what it is, I guess.
Yep. So heavy equipment. What kind of heavy equipment are you doing? Jeff just started doing a little more on the regular now.
Most of what I do is cat. So we got a local cat dealership here, just next county over, and right across the county line. And I do a lot of backhoes for them, and I do a pretty good bit of front end loaders or wheel loaders for them too. Which the older models I don't really mind, but I want to say in the past couple of years they come out with this. So the front end loader has this big goopy round glass on the front of it.
That's what I was gonna ask. That's the one it is. It's like real tall, flat with the big curves on the corner.
Seems like it weighs 80 pounds, and there's nowhere to stand on the equipment to set it in. In fact, my Facebook page, if you go to like my company Facebook page, I want to say one of the pictures we got on the top is me setting one of those pieces of glass. It's
I unplugged my damn headphones. So what the hell were you guys talking about?
I said
heavy equipment.
He does heavy equipment. I was just saying you just started doing some heavy equipment recently.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of cat stuff and the big loaders with like Matt does, I think, the big flat with the huge round curve.
That's what I just did. That's what I just did 2 days ago.
It's
the cat 966W or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's curved, and then it's got silicone where it butts up on the sides, and it has urethane on top and bottom.
No, the ones I mostly do, it's urethane all the way around. It doesn't butt up to any glass. I mean, any glass on the sides. Like you used to have the back, or I guess it'd be like the graders and some of those that have those goofy wing glasses on the side. So you'd have the little kind of, I guess, off rectangle looking windshield and then 2 wing glasses down the side of it.
See, this one, the one I did, it was curved in the front and it tapered, came down. It was narrower at the bottom, and then on the sides, because the whole cab was glass. So, and then the sides had 2 giant wing windows.
Yeah, yours was different. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about too.
And those still suck because there's not really anywhere to stand. You kind of got to have a step ladder or try to get some spot. But if you look up like a modern wheel loader, and the windshield itself, one of the larger pieces of equipment, they're probably 5 foot tall, 4.5, 5 foot tall, and probably 4.5 feet wide. And I swear those weigh 80 pounds, man.
That's a huge.
And there's just nowhere to stand. Like when you grab your cups to set it in the hole, you got to grab your cups and set the bottom of the glass on your knees and use your knees to roll the bottom in and set it. I mean, it's just there's no way to pick the glass up and get up the equipment. It doesn't seem like. I always have to get a guy to come help me and get him to stand on my tailgate of my truck. I'll back up to the equipment, hand him the glass, and then get that guy to hand me the glass while I'm up on the equipment.
Oh,
that's
wow.
the only route I want to do them. And it still is no fun. And I don't like using my extractor on anything, my equalizer on anything. Those I will chew up with an extractor. I just throw some primer on. They're heavy equipment. We're on the salt anyway. Most everything gets eat up with rust. I have to clean up rust and prime it anyway. It's like I'm just gonna buzz it out with the extractor because I can't even get the wire tool to cut them out without breaking the wire constantly. There's just no good way to do it. Can't even pull them with a cold knife.
Yeah, it's another story in that Jay, it's a good friend of ours, Jay Lee. He does a lot of heavy equipment, and you just kind of from what I've seen that he does a lot. You just have to really kind of get it out. It's beat on. Everything's it's not hacked up intentionally, but it just everything. The whole vehicle gets hacked up, and then you got to deal with that situation. And
that's about the only thing I use an extractor on is heavy equipment. And I just sometimes, especially if somebody's done it before you or somebody's cut a glass and put in one, there's always too much urethane, and there's just no good way to get it out.
Jeff got a good one here. You want to tell him about that one, Jeff?
Which one?
Talking about gluing some of these things in with your Peterbilt.
Oh my God. Okay. So I get this new account. I just kind of started dabbling into the machinery and diesel side of stuff. And so I stumbled upon this dairy that needed some work done. So they called me up and they have a Peterbilt, the 1036, 1037, simple, rope in window, no big deal.
Quick.
Well,
is that one of those goofy pointed corners that you kind of like everybody does the zip tie trick with and stuff?
Yeah,
I'm terrible with part numbers. I'm terrible at remembering part numbers.
It's the half shields, and they have encapsulation all the way around it. And you think it's a glue in.
Rounded corners.
Yeah, and it's got like the sharp encapsulation on the corners that everybody
on the
has
inside.
to pull around the corner.
Yeah, you fold it and
Okay, I know
what
you're talking about, man.
So I get over there and he asked me, I hope he know how to do it right. The guy we used to have had some trouble with the last one, and a dude actually cut the inner encapsulation off and then glued the sumbitch into the truck. And it was crazy. Like, it's funny. I sent Jay those pictures, Chris, and Jay thought that I had actually gave up, and I did that. And I was like, "You sorry son of a bitch."
That wouldn't look real good to AGTT if you did that. Like, hey, look what I did today, guys.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, some guy hit me up today on Facebook and has a 96 Thunderbird he's restoring. Why? I don't know.
I just did one.
Really?
Yeah.
And he goes, I got a donor card. Can you take the windshield out of one and put in the other one? And I told him, I'll go, like $300. And he's like, when can you come?
What?
He's dead serious. And then he has a Geo Metro he's restoring. He's all, I need to take the quarter class. Huh?
A Metro. Yeah. Why would you restore a Metro?
Like the 96 Thunderbird, like, okay, I mean, it's kind of like the Thunderbird itself is kind of a iconic car. Like, I get that a little bit.
It's still junk, though.
That's still junk. Yeah. I mean, it's.
But a Geo Metro, that's just taking it to a whole new level right there.
Yeah. He told me, he goes, I have a bunch of shit cars. I go, apparently so. But, I don't know. He was in good spirits.
It's funny we're talking trash about Geo because I just picked up a 95 Geo tractor 4-wheel drive a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, but see,
3 weeks ago.
That sounds fun.
That's like, you know that's getting built into something.
Yeah, it's like, the way I looked at it, I got a bunch of buddies that are all spending $35,000, $35,000 on side-by-side. It's like, okay, I'll just go spend $450 and I can beat on mine and won't feel bad about it. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
something I'm going to ruin.
I mean, you can put $5,000 into that and turn that into some crazy, awesome off-road vehicle almost. So,
Yeah.
And I'm sure you good old boys in the South got some tricks too. So.
Yeah. It's some redneckery. So.
Yeah.
It's a redneckery. How far? Do you know Shane or Tate out there?
I don't think so.
They're farther in. They're way inland though. They're
inland? Okay.
Yeah, they're farther in. Chris Mills and Shane and Michael and Tate, they're all farther west. They're not on the coast.
Do you know any other shops near you?
Like right on the coast. I mean, I can go to the beach in 25 minutes.
Wow. Do you know any other shops around you? Like any other guys that you guys?
No, we got one guy right here in town. He's been in business for a couple of years. I don't know much about him other than we know mutual people. Now I do know some guys out of Savannah, like Chris Ferry's in the group. Chris Ferry actually, when I first started getting going, and I was the company I worked for before. I mean, I'm not going to say names or anything. I don't want to call anybody out, but it's one of those companies where when you work for, you learn the wrong way to do it.
Autoglass Now?
No, Autoglass Now is close to us. They're fucking terrible, man. Jesus Christ. I get people calling me because we're only like 30, 35 minutes from Autoglass Now in Savannah. But really, it's a straight shot, or maybe 40 minutes. And we'll get people and call us and be like, give us a quote. And they'll be like, oh, I already got it quoted at $160. It's like, sorry, we don't compete with their prices. Because if somebody calls us with a price like that, we know who they call. They're the only other people around that are going to price it that cheap. But PGW was the warehouse in Savannah that when I first got started, that's where we get all our stuff from. And me and Chris used to see each other there all the time. Like I've got Chris's cell phone number, and even before I was part of AGTT, me and Chris talked back and forth, and he was kind of, as I was learning the right way to do things, he was kind of coaching me along and pointers here and there, and it wasn't like a in-depth relationship, like he was really coaching me the whole way, but
just kind of someone to help out there, someone to reach out to.
Yeah, out of most of the guys, most of the stuff I see come out of Savannah, there's a ton of glass guys over there, and it doesn't seem like there's very, very much good work that comes out of Savannah. I quit doing work in Savannah because everything was rusted up, everything was hacked up. I was like, man, I'm going to Carolina where the quality of cars are a little higher, and not these rust buckets. So I got tired of cleaning messes up, man.
Nice.
Yeah, Jeff gets a lot of rust surprisingly in Arizona.
It's crazy.
I don't. It's just the desert. Arizona. Yeah, the desert. Like no, it's just not what you expect.
Isn't stuff like not supposed to rust out there?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of these cars, get 5, 6, 7 windshields in them. And every single time, no one's ever primed it or everyone's ever done it right.
That's how it is in Savannah. Savannah, what you get is a lot of guys running around out of the better trucks, or even if it is a truck. I've seen guys running around, and heck, when I got started in Savannah, I was running a Tahoe with a trailer behind it. I think it was like a 5x8 trailer with a glass rack on it, toolbox mounted on it. But I was kind of in a bind and needed to get started, and that's what I had. And I hit the ground running, and I want to say after probably 3 or 4 months after I started, I actually stepped up and bought a pickup truck, went and bought a Colorado.
See, there's nothing wrong with that. It's when you're 5 years in, still doing the same fucking shit.
Exactly. You're towing the trailer around 5 years in. That's when it's like.
I seen there was this guy in Savannah, man. He used to. It's like every time you've seen him using something different. He'd be in an Astro van, and then a Tahoe, and then a car, and then it was always something different. And it's like how do you even get the glass in there? You just lay it over on its side. I've seen a lot of that. You lay a lot of stuff over on the side.
Use the glass.
That's the only guy in Savannah I really seen do that. It was just one guy I'd seen at PGW doing that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
I think I've seen it all. I mean, station wagons to Priuses to.
I haven't seen any of that.
Tahoes to. They're in the trailer thing, you can still rock a trailer and be professional. Like there's this guy out here who does a lot of RVs, and he has like a big 20-foot enclosed trailer. Yeah. Like side opens up, and it turns into like a little mobile shop and everything. That's one thing. Or I mean, even having a small trailer, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I've seen it all.
Mine was a little open, exposed, just a little, like a Tractor Supply. Y'all got Tractor Supply Company over there?
We do.
Like a little 4x8 Tractor Supply trailer.
Okay.
For $5. That's exactly what it was. I just mounted a glass rack and toolboxes on the side.
Okay.
And I was a little worried the first time I loaded it up. I actually went and got a bunch of Econoline van windshields, and I was coming back home with it for the night and run over a railroad track outside of Savannah, and I was like, ugh, I hope it didn't break. And I got home and everything was good, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it rides all right. But we've got a guy here in town that does a lot of RVs as well. I stay away from RVs personally. I think it's more headache than it is pay. We don't get a whole lot of pay for RVs over here. And but he's got an enclosed trailer. It's probably a 10-foot long enclosed trailer, 7-foot high roof, and I see him hauling stuff around that way. So I mean, his looks, it's just a plain enclosed trailer, and then he hauls it behind his work van with his logos. And he's got a good, clean looking Indy van, so he looks professional going on the road.
Okay. I've had some child molested looking vans in my time. So I mean, I had the 88 Econoline, and I had a 99 Express van, and
I've never did
been there. I've been there, done that. So, I do talk a lot of shit about guys who run like that, but it's usually guys who I've seen for months and months and months and months. I mean, you can pick up a $3,000 truck or van.
Yeah, for sure. You can pick up, man. Just pick up like an early model Chevy pickup truck. Like Chris Ferry's got that. He's got an early model 2000 model Chevy pickup truck. It's a clean looking truck, man. It's a good, older truck, simple to work on, probably cheap to maintain, but it looks good. Does the job.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen guys with vans who look like pig pens. So I mean,
oh yeah.
My truck, my Ford, I ran that truck for 3 years doing mobiles, and it still looks fine now. My wife drives it as a daily driver, so so you can take care of your shit. You don't have to look like a pig.
No, there's a guy by me that everyone knows him. He had a Yukon Denali. I've talked about him before. He had a Yukon Denali, and supposedly bought it from one of the 49er players, and he would do glass out of that. For years he did glass out of there, and would have the whole back of it, like, cause where the seats weren't, it would just be full of garbage. And then, every few weeks you go empty it all out, and you just see glue stains, fucking still garbage everywhere and shit.
Christ.
Yeah. My least favorite part, like I'm in a truck now, and I can't run the truck to the automated car wash because the glass rack and everything. So that's my least favorite part about running the truck. Next year, I'm for sure going and getting a van. I want something I can run through an automated car wash, man. I'm tired of hand washing this.
Oh, that's one of the. Well, what I used to do is I would take everything out of my truck every 2 weeks and then go give it a really good wash.
Yeah.
But now I got the van. It's just, I got that car wash pass. It's just boom.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, man. Just run through the car wash once a week, clean it up, be done with it.
Yeah.
That's the ticket. I think that's the ticket. Because I got my glass rack. I've actually got the 4 door glass rivets riveted, to the bed. So that's how I got my glass rack station.
Okay.
I riveted it down in the back of the truck. And
that's a new one.
I've never had it out. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, when I got my truck, because it's it's aluminum bed. It was a Ford, so
nice one.
So I put fittings into the bed, so that way I could take it in and out.
Yeah.
And make it nice and easy.
I think when I set the glass rack in this one, it was just more trying to get it done. Actually, so the truck that I've got now that I'm running come with the business, and it's an 05 F-150 with a V6 and a 5-speed, and I just rolled like 420,000 miles on. So I mean, I'm rolling above it, and it's good straight body pickup. Paint still in good shape, and as long as it stays cleaned up, it looks good. But I'm getting to the point with it now. It's like, I mean, I just put a front end under it and I keep it serviced and take care of it. It runs good, but it's like, man, I don't know. I really need something else. This thing's getting up there, I'd like to see it hit $500,000. But
I'd push it just to test it.
Now you're at that point. You might as well just keep going now.
Well, the guy I started with, when I was talking about it earlier, I used to drive a Toyota Tacoma for him, and I drove that truck for 14 months. When I got it from him, it had like over 400,000 miles on it, or maybe just under. But we used to put down a lot of miles, man. I would travel like all over the Southeast in that truck doing glass work. Covered something like, seemed like 12 or 13 counties doing glass work. I mean, I'm telling you, man, putting down mileage. When I give him that truck back, it had over 500,000 miles on it. It was like a 95 Toyota Tacoma with a 22 RE and a 5.
Oh, yep.
Tons of miles. Boatloads of miles, but it still ran good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those engines are like cockroaches. They don't die.
Yeah.
Oh no, I bought a 93 pickup off one of my old neighbors where I'm an old place, $500. He said, "Oh, it doesn't run." Well, like 30 minutes later, we got it running, and we're like, "Oh, this thing don't need a motor. It's good, Get it going." My brother drives it out 50 miles out, 50 miles back, and we're like, "Oh, cool. Let's do an oil change on it." Change the oil. And that's when it was done after that. The rod bearings were they were so spun and they were so bad that the old gritty heavy thick oil was the only thing holding it together. But it was chugging along it's like I'm not dying yet.
Oh wow!
It's a motor hunting that thing. Just keep rolling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're crazy. Yeah. I just rebuilt it and sold the truck for $5,500.
I got you.
Hell yeah.
So, y'all, I got a question for you guys. So, your service area. So, how big of an area do you guys cover? Do you cover a county? Do you cover just a city where you're at? And if so, what's kind of the population of your area of coverage? Just out of curiosity.
Chris, you go first because you have small counties.
Yeah,
smaller counties. You have counties. You have counties similar to probably what Trey has. So you talk first.
Yeah, but
I don't know, man. The way my county's laid out's weird. We'll go over it after you guys go over yours. I'll tell you about mine.
Okay, my county alone is bigger than some states in the Northeast.
Okay.
And it's crazy. The county I'm in, Arizona is. You see how big Arizona is on the map.
When all the voting and stuff was going on, I was paying attention to y'all's precincts. And y'all's counties are ginormous, man.
Oh, I know. Our main county, Maricopa County, our center county, has almost 5 million people in that one county. And, well, we're not overpopulated like you either, Chris. We're not on top of each other. You see how much open space we still have, though, too. And there's a lot of open space still. We could easily.
There really is.
If they took our county and packed it with the people, we could probably have 20 million people in the county if we packed it.
There's a lot of open space out there
still.
You
guys got a lot of land mass in y'all's county. The overall square mile of y'all's county is ginormous.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah, but there's only what? There's only what, 5 counties in Arizona?
No, there's because some of the counties on the east side are smaller, but I think we got 12. I think there's 12 counties there. Go ahead, research guy, Chris, go for it.
Yeah. See, we got a boatload of counties in Carolina, Georgia, man. There's got to be at least 100 counties, man.
Oh, I drove to Indianapolis last in 2019, and it was crazy going through Texas and Oklahoma.
15.
And
15 counties.
15 counties is how quick you'd be in another county. It's just you drive 30 minutes, boom, another county. Drive 10 minutes, boom, another county. It's what the hell? So
that's how it is out here. Okay, so we are I'm SF Bay Area. We're pretty much from Sacramento to San Jose. I cover I don't do too much Sacramento. I do more San Jose, so somewhere that's roughly 120 miles, one way, and then probably another 50 miles the other two ways. Yeah, I got a huge range. Our population for the SF Bay Area is 7.7 million. So there's a lot of fucking people here, and it's crammed. And our counties are smaller, like Jeff was saying. You can drive 30 minutes, 45 minutes, be into another county. But then there's a few that are somewhat bigger, where it takes you an hour or something to get through it. But yeah,
that's kind of how we're laid out. You can get from county to county quick, but where we're at, so Beaufort County, there's a river that divides the center of the county. And then you got like the tourist side of it, which is closer to Georgia, Savannah area. And then a little farther up, and you get closer towards Edisto Beach. So we're kind of like my side of the county, my side of the river. We're in between Edisto Beach and Hilton Head Island. But
so what city are you in?
What's that?
What's the name? What's the city you're in?
Beaufort, South Carolina. So yeah. Beaufort. And that's now the town, Beaufort town, like the city only has like 13,000 people in it. 13, 14, something like that, city limit. But the county, we've got at any given time about 300,000 people in the county, I want to say.
Holy shit, you're like an island almost.
Yeah, man, everything's island. Beaufort County is literally made up of all islands.
Hilton Head, that's where they have a big golf tournament at.
Yeah, that's where they do the Heritage at. They do, Tiger Woods plays it every year.
Oh wow, yeah, you're on the water there. That's crazy.
Yeah, man,
you're like in a little Gulf like kind of thing right there.
Well, where my stop is at, I'm telling you, if I could throw a rock hard enough, I could probably hit Paris Island.
Okay, so if you go Macon, that's where Crow is at.
Yeah.
That is Tate, right?
No, Tate.
No.
Tate,
Tim Crow, he's out in Macon, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Where the hell is? Okay, so
Macon's and then it's like an hour away.
They're in Aiken. No.
Yeah. No. Macon from where I'm at right now. See, I used to live in Georgia where I started out. Macon's probably 2.5 hours from me right now.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. I can get to Atlanta in probably 4.5.
Okay, so that's how far I'm that far away from Vegas. That's how far away I'm from Las Vegas. Oh, okay. And then I'm 6 hours from LA.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so, I'm about 7 hours from LA real driving.
Man, it took you 9 hours that one day to get there.
Yeah.
You guys heard of Charleston, South Carolina before? I'm sure everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Charleston, Charleston's just up the coast from us. So you just got to go a little bit inland and hit Highway 17, which is our coastal highway, and then run it up to Charleston. I can be to Charleston in an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Okay, so Shane and Tate and Chris Mills, they're all right around Augusta area.
So that's got to be like damn near the same, like hour and a half almost, 2 hours.
Yeah, Augusta is about an hour and a half from here, but Augusta's weird because Augusta falls on two sides of the Savannah River, and the Savannah River divides Georgia and South Carolina. So you've got Augusta on the Georgia side, and then North Augusta on the Carolina side. But they're both Augusta.
Okay.
That's crazy.
We got a big bomb plant there. They got a big nuclear power plant up there. But I can be to North Augusta in an hour and a half. I bet if I was to cross the river, I could be to Augusta, Georgia side of Augusta, in probably 2 hours.
I was thinking about taking a vacation to Charleston. If I do, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, you probably like Beaufort better.
Really?
God's honest truth, man. I mean, there's some cool spots in Charleston, but and I don't know, just Google. I guess whatever fits better for you, man. Just do some Googling and check some stuff.
My wife and I never been to the South. We went to Florida to the Panhandle once.
That's where I wanted to be at. I couldn't talk my wife into it, so I wound up here.
And then I'm going to Orlando in a couple weeks, but.
I lived in, we were talking about it earlier when MMI. I lived in Orlando for 2.5 years, I want to say. Southeast Orlando. And,
all right,
man, we used to go over to the Gulf side all the time over around Tampa, and we do a lot of fishing over on the intercoastal over there. And, man, that's where I wanted to be at. But I don't know. Texas is looking good right now. I wouldn't mind being somewhere in Texas. Austin area.
I got to drive. I'm actually probably going to drive over by Cocoa Beach or something because I have to see the Atlantic. I've never seen the Atlantic Ocean, so I got to see it.
Well, you can go by Cape Canaveral where NASA's at. I've been there many times because when I was in Orlando, it was a 45-minute ride to Cocoa.
I've seen Port Canaveral right now.
I'm impressed with Cocoa, man. You're going to roll up on Cocoa and you roll into it and be like, man, this is a lot dirtier than what it seems like online. It's Cocoa's it's just a, it seems like a little dirty beach bum town.
Well, I've spent a lot of times in Southern California, and almost every beach in Southern California is a dirty beach bum beach. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing though, when we went to Destin, that was probably the prettiest beach I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Destin's gorgeous, man. I've never been to Destin personally, but I know a ton of people that have, and it's gorgeous.
I mean, the only place I've seen sand that white has been in the Caribbean. Like I've never been. I took a trip to the Caribbean once, and I've never seen sand as white as Florida, except for there. That's it. It's crazy.
Yeah, Destin, that was such a nice area. That's the only time I've been there. And,
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that was an awesome experience. First time on the East Coast.
Cheers to Autoglass. Get to see the country because of Autoglass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Shout out to ProSet.
I'm sorry. I was trying to do something on my phone. What was that last part you said? You were where? You went to where?
Oh, good. Oh, because when we went to Destin, Chris and I went out there with ProSet to help at a Novus convention.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So and Chris and I have been fortunate to have been able to travel a lot of this country because of Autoglass. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Okay. Quite a few places now.
Yeah. So let's change things up here a little bit. You do any cooking, fishing, hunting, or what do you do for fun?
Fishing, man. I do a lot of surf fishing directly into the surf off the beach.
Okay.
I mean, we're in a huge fishing community, man. Everybody here's got boats. I've kind of stayed away from the boat part for this past few years. I've got young kids, so I got a 4-year-old, and when he got old enough to finally where I could take out in the boat, I had a new baby born. And my youngest is 14 months old now. So it's like, just kind of staying away from the boats. But we will go to the beach and do a lot of surf fishing. And that's my thing. I typically get out and get to go hunting once a year. I'd love to be able to hunt more. But I don't know. I just I tend to spend a little bit more time around the house with the kids than I do going off hunting.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll get back into hunting probably next year or two. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to find a club or some land next year, and then I can start taking my oldest one out.
That's what I was just gonna say. Once they get a little older, take them with you, and then it's a whole experience.
But I tell you what, that little one, he loves to fish. So we go out and we go fishing, man. And it's like I want to say last year he caught his first fish. So I threw out, got hooked up on something, and let him reel it in. And so I had a high-low rig fishing off the surf, and he caught a baby shark and a whitey on the same rig. So he caught two. The first time he reeled anything in, he caught two fish at the same time, and man, he was just tickled about that.
That's cool.
That's
I was excited.
Yeah, my kids are at the age where I'm gonna start planning for grandkids here in a couple of years. So.
I know I'm a bit younger than you. I mean, you're. I mess my wife's older than I am too. She's in her mid-30s. So I mean, I tell her all the time she's old as dirt. She smells like mothballs, stuff like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing at you, Jeff. Man, you smell like mothballs.
I probably do. I don't know. I'm 46, so I'm a spry 46 though. So
it's all right. I just hit 30 on the December 2nd.
So. Okay, so you're about my age.
Yep. I was born in 90.
Yeah, I was born in 91. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I tend to be younger than pretty much everybody else that I meet that's in this industry, it seems like.
Yeah.
I had a lot of doors to get through when I first started, because I want to say when I started my first glass business, I was 24. Yeah, I want to say 24. And man, I tell you what, as a young guy, it seems like folks don't want to trust you as a young guy. It's like it's really a hurdle.
You really got to earn your keep.
Pick up a cow. You really got to earn your keep. You really got to prove yourself, man, because people just don't, they just kind of brush you off as some young whippersnapper or something, and they don't want to show you that time of day. And, once you start making a name for yourself, it's pretty easy to move past those hurdles, but you still run into stuff with, like, if you got relationships with agents or agencies and stuff like that, you got to build your reputation up and kind of earn their trust, because when you first meet them, they're just like, oh, this young buck. They don't want to send him nothing, It's something about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep on the switching it up here. So a Christmas tree. You got a Christmas tree up?
Yeah, man. My wife's got it up. I didn't put it up. I don't want to do it.
Do you guys have you guys like the everything on the tree? There's fucking it's almost cluttered.
Yeah, she's got lights.
Nice.
No, she's very particular, man. My wife's very particular, so it's real it looks good, I guess, as far as Christmas tree goes.
All right.
Just a star on the top, ornaments, lights, and then she does the little faux snow stuff on it too.
Oh,
But,
okay.
so it is busy, but it's not just like cluttered busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
in.
Man,
Kids love it too. I could care less. Like, she wants me to hang up Christmas lights outside. It's like, hey, you know, I'll provide you what you need to do it, but I don't want to mess with it. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Well, see, I'm in a good position because now I got the son-in-law to help me put Christmas lights up. So that was. What about you, Chris? Did you get out there on your ladder and get your lights up and shit?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I told my wife sorry this year, and she gave me a dirty ass look and went up there and put them on herself.
I always get conned into doing it, but my wife likes to decorate for everything. Man. She wants to decorate for like Halloween and Christmas, and then when it comes fall, she puts fall decorations up, and then
just deal with it, man.
It's like,
yeah, I have a wife and two daughters in their 20s. Trust me, you just deal with it. You just smile and hand them a credit card, and all right, honey. Have fun.
Yeah, like, you know, luckily I can tell you this, Sarah. She runs everything up here. I couldn't do my job without her. You know, she's in the office working a full-time job, and then right now with COVID and stuff, our kids are. My oldest one, he's in school 2 days a week, and but other than that, we've basically got a daycare set up here in our office, and she's raising a baby and got a 4-year-old doing homeschooling up here 3 days a week while she's running the shop. And, you know, it's not like we're a snow shop either. We're knocking down 5 to 6 a day normally. And I'm sure we're not as busy as some guys, but, you know, one truck, we're doing 5 to 6 a day, and that's not including typically what a body shop I have. So
that's busy for a one-man show. I mean,
yeah, we're humping. We're definitely humping. It's a lot of hustle for sure.
I mean, that's for kind of like the workload I'm doing. You know, some days are busier than others, but
yeah, some days you get a little bit of a break, but you know, it's like what I try to do is just stay on top of it and do as much as I can possibly. So it's like never let anything roll over to the next day, because as soon as you let something roll over to the next day, it seems like you never can catch up. It's like, you know, as soon as you just like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow you all of a sudden you got a bunch of stuff to do. It's like, man, I got to push it off one more day. It's like, just do it all. Just bite the bullet. Work till dark if you got to work till dark. Just get it done.
Yeah, what was that, Jeff? What time did you get home today?
Like 20 minutes before we started this podcast. So
yeah, man, I work till dark myself over here. So
yeah, work there dark every day. So
my phone's ready to die, fellas.
Well, we're probably just gonna wrap this up. We've been on here for a while, so it was really nice talking to you, Trey. It was nice getting some insight into your little world over there on the coast.
Yeah.
Big ups to you running a business. You know,
young and out there.
Yeah, big ups to you. You know, being so young, having your own business. You know,
and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, it's like you know, if you want something, man, you just got to go after it.
Yep.
And you know, there was trials and tribulations to hear. You know, it's like the first business I started up basically as a sole proprietor, taking on all the liability, blew all the money from the first company, got done, merged with this company, looked around, it was like, man, I did 140K last year. It was like, man, I ain't got no money. You know what happened to all of it? So, and then now we're more established. We're set up as a corporation, and everything's, you know, real legit on the up and up, and it's you know, just kind of go along and figure it out. And I guess one thing I want to add before we get off of here, especially anybody that may be working for somebody that wants to get in the business for themselves and wants to do it, the best thing that I could have done is just boots on the ground and went after it. It's something about learning it on the fly. I know it works well for me. It may not work well for everybody. It's like, ask a couple questions. Don't expect anybody to hold your hand through any of it. Just boots on the ground. Just figure it out as you go along, and that on the job training and figuring out how to run a business just on the fly. There's something about it, man. It really, I don't know. I think it's probably the best way to learn.
There was someone I was talking to today, and he had just said that he's like, I just started, and maybe not the best time to start, but I was just telling him, there's there's never a wrong time to start. It's just the
There's never a
decisions
good
that
time
you
to
make.
start.
No, never a good time to start either. It's just the decisions you make when you go along with it.
You're never prepared. All you can do is just boots on the ground and make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's you hit it on the head, man. You just got to do it. So.
Well, man, I'd love to do this again sometime. I had some other stuff that I was thinking about today. I wanted to talk about, but I was a little nervous when we first got on, and I kind of forgot that. So
it's all good, man.
Maybe we'll put together a list and come back and try to do it again, and we can get a little deeper into the industry here.
Yeah, all right. Definitely.
You got to go do it. You got to go. Jay Lee has the coolest spot so far for his podcast, doing it from the lake. So you got to go out on a boat or something like that. Got a lighthouse.
Hey, man, I can go out on a dock, man. I got plenty of friends around here with docks. I can go right up, man. I can go over and do it in front of the Paris Island Gate. You know.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Ask him to let you sit in the cockpit of a plane for a little bit and do it.
Oh, that'd be wild.
That's the problem. I got to be service spotty, man. So it's like I got to be somewhere close to some Wi-Fi.
All right. Well. All right. Thanks, Trey. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yep.